The overpopulation is a problem with serious effects. Forbes magazine said that it is expected that by 2030 the population on the Earth is going to reach 8.6 billion. One of the effects of this problem is deforestation. We will have an excess of CO2 if there's no forest. If there's an increase of CO2, it would provoke a damage in the ozone layer. Another effect is the degradation of the planet. Greenhouse gases are one of the causes of climate changing. If there's no stability in the planet, we will have serious consequences. An article from the Organization of Greenpeace said that the climate changing has altered our biodiversity and provoked new diseases. It is not too late to make a change. We will have new diseases if we don't start taking care of our environment. The World Health Organization said that air pollution has been the cause of 7 million deaths per year. A solution to stop climate change is to reduce the population on Earth. We wouldn't have been in this situation if we had controlled the overpopulation decades ago. If we had implemented more programs to take care of the environment, we would have been conscious about our actions. Today, we can see how this new virus is affecting our daily lives. Most humans aren't conscious of the serious situation. If we had taken this situation more seriously, we wouldn't have many repercussions as we have right now.
The coronavirus is a big problem of health and human safety, but thanks to the preventive measures that we have to follow, the people have changed their normal life and that has been making positive change in the world. If we weren't in our houses, we wouldn't save the world. The benefits of this quarantine for the environment is the reduction of greenhouse gases according to the calculations from the Center for Research in Energy and Clean Air in the United States said that the closure of factories and shops in China has been reducing carbon dioxide emissions at least 25%, due to reduced consumption of fossil fuels such as oil, gas, or coal. That number means at global level a reduction of 6%. If we hadn't done this change, we wouldn't have done this change in the different countries. According to Greenpeace, say that this quarantine from the war has contributed to the collapse in Madrid and Barcelona because of the decrease in vehicle circulation, which has made the mean values of nitrogen dioxide have fallen up to 40%, below the limit recommended by the WHO and the EU to perceive health. If we had more environmental awareness, we would have done before this pandemic. This is something very helpful for the world, but there's something called rebound effect. We are not going to combat climate change with a virus. Antonio Guterres said during a press conference in New York to present the follow-up report on the impacts of the climate crisis. That means that we have to do more things than just stay at home. If we start to worry about the planet, we will see the real problem that we are facing. When this finishes, we need to fight climate change because this shows us that we have hope for the world. If we take care of the environment, we will spend more time in the world and we can enjoy it. We need to start to create environment awareness. If we had to stay in our house for months, we will do for the good of the world.
Think Like a Man, Life and Style said that this situation is helping us, and as we saw, it has some pros and cons. But the real question is, what we are going to change when we all can leave our houses? Let's think. If we had taken care of the environment, we wouldn't have had all these problems with the world and the animals. And if we don't take care of it when we leave our houses, we will continue to have the same problems that already have been remedied. And as Lopez Gatell said, if we stay in our houses and take the necessary preventive measures, we will get out of this situation much faster. and we can enjoy of our planet with measure. That's the whole point, that when we can get out, we don't make the same activities that we used to do. We all should make awareness and think if we want to enjoy all the great things our planets have, or continue with the regret and said, if we had not expanded the limits and we will have taken advantage of this second opportunity, our planet will have endured a little more. But if we go out and don't make a change, like use the 5R and the industries continue to generate as they usually do, we will only end up ending the planet. So, we don't have no choice but to remedy our mistakes and take care of this virus. And remember, if we don't do it now, no one else will, and the future generations will suffer the consequences.
The worldwide outbreak of COVID-19 has brought the world to a standstill. Literally, world movements have stopped. The World Tourism Organization said that tourism had been the worst affected of all major economic sectors. Against a backdrop of heightened uncertainty, up-to-date and reliable information is more important than ever, both for tourists and for the tourism sector. It is a fact that if we don't stay home, the problem will increase. Tourism refers to traveling, whether by car, airplane, ship, or cruise. This means that the traveling industry is losing a big amount of money. Right now, they wish this problem would have never happened. Even a big majority of people say that if they had all the money of the world, they would spend it all on campaigns that are researching the coronavirus cure. Yes, this confinement is turning us crazy. Returning with the tourism, the World Travel and Tourism Council warned that the COVID-19 pandemic could cut 50 million jobs worldwide in the travel and tourism industry. And they also said that once the outbreak is over, it could take up to 10 months for the industry to recover. The thing is that if China had advised early to the world about this kind of virus, probably the other countries would have taken the current measures and the death count would have been less. On the other hand, we can say that the environment is taking a breath. According to BBC, industries, transport, and business have closed down. It has brought a sudden drop in carbon emissions. If the world had continued as before, with emissions, pollutions, and massive traveling, we would have taken away many years of life from the earth. Compared with this time, last year, levels of pollution in New York have reduced by nearly 50% because of measures of contain the virus. So yes, the tourism and traveling industries are losing money. But if world is stopped, there is no circulation and the transport is closed down, the emissions will also be reduced, and that is better for the environment.